All right, hello everyone. Hello? 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 Hello. I am Razim, and this is Dwarf Fortress. Thank you all so much for sticking around or coming back or coming in for the first time, whichever it may be. I really appreciate all of you. I'm Razim, and this is Dwarf Fortress. Specifically, our Dwarf Fortress tutorial stream. We last left off having finally gotten all of our guild halls set up. I will very quickly recap that setup. And we've started building our main gate, as you can see there. We're basically, the plan here is that we are going to have a... let me go and switch over to the laptop, actually, where I'm actually playing this at. So the idea here is that we are going to have a kind of courtyard here in the front. And then of course our actual gate to the fortress is right here. But this adds an extra level of defense, as well as a place where we're going to, up above it, have, we will have, kind of a archer perch. We'll probably actually do it another level up since, you know, we've got this hill around us. And so, you know, it's not as effective to have the archer perch right next to the where they can shoot right back in. You gotta pick the skills as well, Soren. So we'll probably go another level up. Why is there a random bucket in this tree? What the hell, dwarves? Ugh. Anyways, so for our guild halls, so we also got our general worship temple set up. We got a couple of altars here, and then some statues for decoration, and some instruments for them to play because they require that. We also have chests here for holding more instruments. These tables are mostly just thrown in here because I didn't want them outside of the, I didn't want them to be just sitting there. I am going to pull that diorite one out, though. This is going to be our main area for burials. We'll be building a bunch of coffins and sarcophagi and whatnot in here. But then these are our crafting guild halls. Something that the wiki recommends, as well as myself, is make use of these. Make use of the guild hall for doctors, and just use that as also being your hospital. So of course we got beds, traction benches, and tables for surgery, traction benches to keep them stable if they shouldn't be moving. I like to decorate the guild halls with tables and chairs. They don't add a whole lot of value to make it a better guild hall, but I just like to have that set up for simple aesthetic reasons. White stork, huh? Alrighty. And we've already got our battle up, so let's go get that done real fast before we actually dive in. Dream Raiders. Transition. There it is. Not sure we have enough people for this. An epic rampaging berserker? Interesting. I don't know if that's just a skin or something actually unique. It unfortunately appears that we might actually lose this one. Yeah, we've lost this one. Oh well. We'll keep playing on this one. Let's try this battle again. Because we'll get another, continuation, token thing, between now and the next time I stream. Alright, I'm bringing my war beast to this battle. Go place your troops. Remember, you can place them every 5 minutes. So please assist us. Alright, now back to Dwarf Fortress. We have also set up all our bedrooms. Well, most of them. There's a few that we still need to finish setting up. Like that one and those two over there. Let's see if our beds are done yet. Looks like at least one has been done. Oh, well, okay, they've all been done. Cool. Now, so that was B, then B for bed. Now, F for cabinet. Cabinets are important for bedrooms, for those that weren't here last night, because they add to the value of the room. It makes your dwarves a little bit happier. It's not that urgent of a thing that you gotta do it right away, but it is a good idea to have cabinets in each bedroom. Especially because they're really cheap to make, so it's not like it takes that much. We are going to re-enable Fast Dwarf 1-1 with teleporting just to get it done faster. Now we hit Q and make these all bedrooms. Like so. And that should be all of our bedrooms set up. All right. Okay. Now let's check our bedrooms with the additional options. You hit Z, then X, and then B. Mage would be helpful. Sitting here like, why do I have 92 built beds but only 76 bedrooms? But I just remembered we've got 16 beds in the, whatever you call it. We've got 16 beds in our hospital. Really, otters? Already? Well, okay. Alright, let's spawn in our newcomers. We'll put them right there. Dwarf hack, position. So you type in position to find out exactly where it is. I do not recommend that you do this unless you really know what you're doing. Just because it can be a little... It can be a little finicky. Alright, so... Festian... And you want a white stork. So we gotta come here. And also take it very carefully because they doing this can make the game crash. Alright. White stork man. Cast is where you actually put in the gender. Oh, alright, home run. Have a good night. For some reason, the game doesn't want a quick save for me, so... Oh, right. Make sure you don't have caps lock on. It does cause some issues. Though it's still not wanting to quick save. There we go. And while we're waiting, I'm gonna swap out the batteries in my vape. Currently, Festian. Currently. Alright. Yeah, I did see that, otters. Alright. Write books. Let's see. Now... The problem here is, Festian, you didn't actually pick actual skills, so I've got to come up with other things. Do make sure that when you redeem that, you're... Okay, so there's reading and poetry. Ah, I see. Okay, so you did pick them. They were just in a different spot than I realized. Alright, so you want writing, poetry, and reading. There you are, Festian. Now you want to unpause the game, let them kind of figure out that they exist. There we go, they're gone now, so we can spawn in Soren. Pretty sure Coyote Man is just literally Coyote Man. Cast male. You want musician. Soren, write in what you wanted again, because it kind of got pushed up and I'm trying to figure this out, what you wanted there. Because for this, I have to use the actual tokens, as they're called. Musician, writer. Alright, so we got writing already. You want to be a teacher. We're just going to go this route. Teaching. And musician. Alright, it's make music. I see. You guys are not being very useful to me. Alright, Soren. Create unit. And put it all... Oh, there you go. There you are, Soren. You are a Coyote Man. A person with the head and tail of a coyote. Apparently you're only 13 years old. But I'm pretty sure that that you are an adult for the game, for your race at least. Yeah, you're not listed as a child, so you are technically an adult for your race. Your hair is mottled gray and brown, your skin is raw umber, and your eyes are tan. You like pudding stone, copper, sardonyx, walnut wood, coral, flails, and beds. Apparently you really like your beds. I'll go to your character in a moment, Festian. When possible, you prefer to consume soul and buckwheat beer. And you detest moon snails. You personally see freedom and independence as completely worthless. You see life as unfair and don't mind it that way, and you respect power. Alright, let's go find, let's find ourselves a Festian in this list. There you are. View unit. You are 22 years old. Your feathers are white. Skin is dark tan. Your eyes are black. You like sandstone, pig iron, dendritic agate, coral, cat bone, earrings, and ballista arrows. Just, I love these random things. Yeah, I like ballista arrows. They're just fun. I like ballista arrows. Wait.
A magnanimous dispensation.
$20, Red Mite? Holy crap, thank you. And considering it's still on the D&D donation, that means that the donation goal was completed for D&D. Red Mike, could you send a message in the chat so I can actually give you your coins, please? And I'll send a message to Gold King that we have a 1-up now. Thank you, Red Mite. There you go. Thank you again so much for that. I'll actually be able to eat tonight. Sadly, I'm not even joking on that. I kind of got myself roped into a very expensive commission on accident. There's a few 24-hour restaurants. There's a Subway, a local Mexican restaurant, and McDonald's. But yeah, so I wanted to get a 3D avatar for VR chat, and face rig, a 3D model for face rig here. I found a 3D artist, filled out their form to commission them. I'm like, all right, so they're closed right now, but it looks like they'll open in August or September. That's plenty of time to save up for this. Then they messaged me the very same day like, I'm closed right now, but I really want to make your character. I can squeeze you in June or July. Oh! Great! I assume you'll want your money now. Yeah, I can pay you over time. So right now I'm broke for the next 4 weeks until I pay it fully off. So your donation is very much appreciated, Red Mite. I hate to disappoint artists and such, especially when they come with messages like that. So I'm like, you know, I'll go with it. Anyways, back to the game. You prefer to consume carambola wine. You also detest large roaches. You are offended by leisure time and leisurely living. You value honesty and artwork. Alright, let's quick save. Yeah, quick save before it breaks. Exactly, Wired. And yeah, Soren, I mean, food places have been allowed to stay open because with just drive-through or takeout. Oh! It's a damn good thing we auto-saved. Or quick-saved. But yeah, they definitely are opening everything way too fast. In my opinion, at least. All right. Soren, you gonna... There you go. You figured out you exist now. Fast Dwarf, 1... we'll just do 1, 0. We won't have teleporting on. We will also enable auto labor. Alright, B. Shift C for walls. Well, W, then W for walls. And we are gonna put that across there. What is going on over here? A spattering of moose blood. Why is there moose blood on that wall? All right, there we go. Now we are going to hit D. Because we're on the surface, it doesn't default to mining. Instead, it defaults to chopping down trees. So we're going to hit D again. We're going to make this max priority. I like to have it rather symmetrical. So let's see how far across this is. 15. All right. And we are also going to hit Z to remove stairs and ramps, because we don't really want those in here. Alright, now back to mining. We're going to go over 15. And up to here. Get all that mined out. Okay, so that is actually good. All right. Now B, Shift C, wall. And we're going to put in a wall right there. And D, N to remove construction, because I don't actually want those there. Alrighty. Now we're hitting B and then G to build a bridge. Remember to hit W or whichever direction you want it to raise to. In this case, we want it to raise up, so in this direction. So that is W. Make it taller. We'll just do that. And we will make this out of... We got quite a few silver bars. Not many platinum. Lots of copper. You know what? We'll make it out of copper. We only need 3 bars for it. Actually, that looks terrible. B, G... W to make it raise that way. Yeah, don't forget the stream raiders at all. Definitely don't forget that. Yeah, I think lead looks better for this. Now B, then Shift C, wall. We're gonna stick a wall in here. Actually, we're going to start by going to D, then H to channel. That will actually remove the ground here. Actually, we're going to do chop down trees and chop down these trees up here. Because I don't want them up here now. They'll be in the way. And we might as well chop this one down too. Alright, now D, H to channel. You want to make sure that you are doing this bit by bit because your dwarves, frankly, are not very smart. Oops. Yeah, that'll work. We're gonna do B, Shift C, floor, and we're just gonna cover this hole with orthoclase. Hey, we're all special. We all do our work. DH. Do that. Get that one out. We can go ahead and do that there. There. That should get those done pretty quickly for us. Okay, so we are running into problems with making glass. We need sand, so just do a thing for collect sand, and we'll do... we'll just do, actually 20. 20 collect sand. Alright, looks like they got all those channeled out. So now H there. You want to make sure that they keep access to being able to actually get to these spots. It's like if you mark this to be channeled out, sometimes they'll, or like if I marked all three of these to be channeled out, sometimes they'll channel this and this out, and then they'll have this forever. Unless you have cave-ins on. I don't like having cave-ins on, so... Aw, I'm sorry to hear that, Soren. Also, Soren, I don't know why I randomly just now thought about this, but I actually have quite a interesting story about Burger King. So, you know how they send out those coupons in the mail, or in the newspaper and mail and stuff? So one of my favorites is the one where it's a family deal. You get a whole bunch of stuff for like 12 bucks. I like that one because it's meals for several days. No, it's not as good as, yeah, that one. It's not as good the next day, but, you know, it's a nice bundle and I can have, food for a few days. I usually eat one of the burgers and the fries for the first day, because fries definitely can't be reheated at all. And so I go to a drive-thru, order it, and the lady on the intercom is absolutely furious about it. And so I get up to the window and I'm like, is the person on the little intercom there okay? And she calls over the person on the drive-thru intercom, and this lady comes up to the employee comes up to the window and starts yelling at me for daring to order such a large meal. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Literally, I'm sitting there in the drive-thru and she is screaming at me through the window about ordering it. I'm sure you don't want to hear about stories like this, but it's an interesting one to me. I'm just like, I've worked customer service most of my life. I mean, some could probably argue that I still work customer service. And because God knows I have to deal with a lot of people. The only difference now is that working security, I can tell them that they're being an idiot. Though I can't tell everybody that they're being an idiot. But some people I can absolutely tell them they're an idiot. But anyway, so yeah, she just starts shouting at me out the window. I still had to pay for my meal. And I'm just like... Oh, my favorite from my work was when I was, that half hour went by so fast. Jeez. Oh, I had already paid for it. And they wouldn't refund me after that. Yeah, they refused to refund me or anything. Exactly, Soren. You never, ever do that to a customer. This was several months ago. I tried to report it to the local regional manager. They never got back to me. And I kind of am just like, I guess I'm just never going to Burger King again. Hey, we won! All right. Tokame, you had so many assists. Yeah. Wired, you get 25. You had glass? Like shards of glass? Or... Kyle is not in here. So I guess that's it for crowns being given out. I'll give you guys a better gold split, though. Wired, congratulations on the Paladin Scroll. Let's go check out this mystery one. Oh, cool. It's a treasure one. These are typically pretty easy. There we go. But yeah, one of my favorite things working at security This, one of the coaches for one of the sports teams called us up one night. We were in the middle of an alcohol call, dealing with that. I went ahead and ran off, left my partner at the call to deal with it. And I went off to, let this guy into a building. And he is sitting there whining to me about how he was going 10 over and got a speeding ticket, and the police officer wouldn't let it go. He's like, I've gone 20 over and not gotten a ticket before when I got pulled over. Well, this guy could have totally done this. And I'm just sitting there biting my tongue because I am like, well, maybe you shouldn't be speeding. I mean, you're lucky the guy bumped it down to a 5 miles over instead of 10. Like, it's like these people, they seem to think that they can vent to security for some reason, and I'm going to take their side against the police. That's not how it works. Security and police, believe it or not, are very close to they work very closely. They get along. They have respect for each other. I mean, the other couple weeks ago, or no, not a couple. I think it was this last Saturday, actually. Last Saturday or last Friday. We had a call, or I saw some kids who were clearly drunk. And they were talking very loudly about alcohol and stuff. And the kid, when I followed them to their dorm, because they tried running away from me. Some of you already heard this, but they tried running away from me into the building. And I'm like, I could literally just follow you. I have access. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish with this maneuver, but I followed them in, and one of the kids was like, you can't hold us here, you don't have authority, you're not you can't do anything. And I'm like, you better bet I can. I have handcuffs and I am A-okay with using them. And it was so nice when the police finally arrived, because we found weed in that kid's backpack. And one of the first things that the police said when they came in was, you will show security respect when you are on their property. They absolutely have full authority to do whatever they want with you when you are on their property. It was so validating, just having the cop go in and be like, yeah, you're an idiot. They can do that. Alright, this is looking very nice. I'm quite pleased with it. Oh wait, Shift B. Oh yeah! That drives me nuts, Soren. It's like, they are... People seem to think that a private property is public for some reason, and it's like, no, we allow you to come on the premises. That is it. You have no right to be here. Yeah, I believe it, Soren. And a few people have told me that, Gay Lion. Oh, whoops. That one. There we go. So our main courtyard is getting nice and built up here. Yeah, Soren, part of why I don't usually take problems that far up is because of the fact that I know there are people out there who abuse those systems and just getting free crap. And it's not fair to the business owners. Alright, so that side is 13 by 18. And this side is 13 by 18. I've just accepted it as my lot in life now, Gay Lion. Why is nobody building that stupid lever? Where are you all going out here? Oh, you're taking stuff to the disposal pile. Yeah, true, Soren. True. But then sometimes, you know, you got these customer service spots that are such a nightmare to maneuver. Like, I had... Oh, geez, Soren. Oh, yeah, Ragnoff. That bothers me, too. It's like, these companies... I do have a problem if, like, a company removes a comment or something on their public Facebook page. Facebook can remove it. However, I do believe it is consumer rights that they need to leave valid complaints. Obviously, they can remove troll posts, but valid complaints should be left. At least until they are properly resolved. But like Facebook itself, absolutely. They can remove whatever they want from their website. That is a public, that is a private place. Twitter, they can remove whatever they want. Alright, this bridge we're going to link up to there. This lever is getting linked up to here. Again, for your main gates, you want to use the best mechanisms you have available. I know we had at least one masterpiece mechanism. There it is. And there's another. Perfect. But sometimes even the corporate customer service, Soren, is a nightmare to maneuver, where it just becomes a matter of it's not worth it for $13. Like I had a problem with Little Caesars, shortly after all of this, nonsense, all of the virus stuff happened, started up. Shortly after it all started up, there was I ordered from Little Caesars some pizza. And they're delivering through DoorDash, not actual Little Caesars. The driver for DoorDash went to the wrong location, so I had to drive over to them because they refused to move. I found them parked in the middle of the street This is while I'm at work. And I'm like, you can't be parked in the middle of the street. You are blocking traffic. You just come over here. It's like 100 feet tops. Literally within view of the spot. There were 3 parking spaces. I'm like, just come over here, park next to me, and deliver the pizza. She refused and hung up saying it was against company policy to do that. Rah, 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 yada, 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 bullshit kind of crap. And took off with my pizza. Like, are you kidding me? She took off with my pizza. Oh yeah, I tried to report her. I called the Little Caesars number that it said to call. I also went to the DoorDash customer service. Neither one of them were helping me. The DoorDash people were saying, no, you need to go through Little Caesars for this. And Little Caesars was just not getting back to me. I finally did get my refund. And to the store's credit, I drove over to the store itself and they refunded me, or they gave me new pizza. They gave me new pizza at my order again. They made it fresh, so that was great on them. And I made sure that the regional manager was aware of it when he finally got back to me. I didn't have his number directly. I just filled out their survey that they sent me. And they were just like, I just was like, I've got to make sure you know those employees in your restaurant were fantastic. Yeah, Soren, I really wish that everybody would stop using DoorDash. It is garbage. It's like these people don't know what they're doing. They don't get proper training. They're just idiots. But yeah, I wound up getting my pizza as well as a refund because I was taking it as far as I could. Because, god damn it. Running away with my pizza. For the record, I did actually get her arrested. That DoorDash delivery driver, you know, you don't screw over security. Because security works well with police. Police like us. And I literally sent the police after her. There were 2 police officers that were sitting right next to where she was in a parking garage. They couldn't see her, but they were sitting right there where they saw her drive past. And I was like, did you happen to flag that car that went past? Yeah? Well, she just stole my pizza. And they're like, oh, really? Yeah, she's with DoorDash and she took off with my pizza. Could you go do something? Absolutely. Great. You can keep the pizza. Enjoy it. Just go bust her. She needs to know that's not okay. So yeah, I talked to them later with another incident and they were like, yeah, that pizza was actually pretty good. And we definitely put the fear in her. She stole the pizza. And because it was over $20, the order was over $20, which means that she legally can be arrested. I mean, they didn't actually drag her off in cuffs, but they did actually cite her. So she had to go to court. She actually had to go to court, and I don't know what happened from there because, you know, privacy and whatnot, they can't actually tell me, but it was so nice. So very nice. And don't worry, I wield my power responsibly. Holy crap, that is a lot of floor blocks that I'm gonna need for this. I don't think I'm gonna bother flooring this just because I don't have the resources to do it. What is this? Diorite. Yeah, we can at least do a diorite floor down the center. Also, Raymondi, thank you very much for that follow. No, you do not need to floor it. This whole courtyard here is entirely cosmetic. I am doing this because I want to have something that looks nice out here. This is a entirely optional, entirely cosmetic thing. Literally, there's no reason to have this, except that I want it. Now, you can, something to note here, since, you know, it's a tutorial and all, I could have linked both of these bridges to the same lever. I chose not to because, I don't think I do, Tokame. I don't think so. But I chose not to link both of them to the same lever, so that way I can pull up just this bridge while leaving this one up here open. Because above this little courtyard is where I'm going to be putting my barracks. I am going to do this. Alright. Yeah, do that. And now we're gonna hit you to build some upstairs. And I'm just gonna make these out of lead bars. Lead has very few uses. I personally just like to use them for stairs. Sometimes if I have no other options, I'll make lead crafts to trade, but not very often. You will notice that I chose upstairs instead of downstairs on these ones here because I do not plan to have access to the, I don't plan to have us be able to go down. Yeah, these stairs only go up. Yeah, I'm a little guilty of that as well, Festian. More than a little guilty. Now, something you could use if you don't have a whole lot of resources are paved roads. Paved roads are great, however, they do not allow you to actually build anything on them. But they don't use as many resources, so they're useful for situations like right here, where I'm just looking to put a little walkway around the outside of this. Like, that whole space only requires 8 blocks. I believe they do, Soren, but don't quote me on that. I don't know 100% for sure. Ah, there's my diorite blocks. You can also make, roads that are unpaved. However, those will eventually disappear. They'll kind of decay away. Whereas paved roads are permanent. Where the hell are my diorite blocks? I feel like I scrolled past them. There's diorite, but not diorite blocks. Ah, there they are. Right there. I'm just blind. Uh-huh. And consider, I would pave the entire area in diorite blocks. However, I'm planning to use this for, like a statue garden. And I can't place, like I said before, you cannot place anything on, roads. So I can't actually, so it wouldn't work for me to do a statue garden in here if I've got nothing but roads covering the entire area. And paved roads are just O in the build menu. For the record. You forgot what you were doing? Like in the game, or... Ah, perfect. As a matter of fact, actually, we are going to hit D, then N to remove construction, set it to max priority, and we're just going to remove this path here, as well as this part, that, and there. Alright, unpause. It is also important to note that you do actually need more than a simple dwarf to actually build a paved road. It does require more than just that. Now, if they would just remove that last piece, thank you. Now, B, O... Also, paved roads must be placed on the ground. You cannot place them, like, for the ceiling on this courtyard. Which you will want to make sure that you have a ceiling, because otherwise... because otherwise you're going to wind up with... flying enemies that just fly right over your walls. So if you're making above ground anything, construction, you'll want to make sure you've got that in place. Diorite. I'm just going to be using the paved roads all around here because we don't really need... we don't need to have better than that in here, or actual flooring and such. But I want it to look nicer. We can have the grass in here and just have our little statue garden out here. Now, where are my diorite blocks? There they are. And lastly, we need to fill in this area. Damn it! There is one spot right there. Ugh. There. It looks like we've got another animal that is not actually set to the pasture we've got set up. So we just gotta come down here, set pen pasture. Hit capital G to remove the non-grazing one, and set that meal to be in there. Now we're gonna come down a little ways. What is all this made out of? Is this... that's mudstone. We don't want mudstone. Let's find ourselves some diorite. We don't want to do it on any of our constructed floors. What is this? That's granite. Useful for our other things. It's really no different than diorite. I've just been using diorite. Ah, here's diorite. Let's go a little bit further down. And we're gonna do dig, set it to priority 4. And for a second there, I thought I almost accidentally broke the game because I hit Control V by default and was like, oh god, is it gonna mark the entire floor to be mined? There. Now we've got a little mining area for digging up diorite. And we've got a battle. Let's go do it. We're gonna pause that. Switch over to my main computer. Stream Raiders. Start battle. And victory is ours. Alright, we had Wired with the most kills and most assists, as well as max troops. And Kyle's not here. Tokame. Oops. 25. Sorin, 25. And the Friendly Festian, 25. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give this specifically to Festian because they are new and I want to help them get some more troops. But I will give you guys the better split of the gold to make up for it. And now a boss fight. Do I have anything that's... Oh, my War Beast would have been good against that guy. Oh, apparently my Orc Slayer's good against the dragon. Alright, let's bring him. I didn't realize the dragon was classified as an orc. Okay. And go place your troops. We really need you guys for this because, of course, it is a boss fight. Now, let's unpause Dwarf Fortress. Maybe. So right now, we are running into problems where this road isn't getting built because people keep walking through it. Ah, okay. They actually started working on them. Good. It doesn't look as nice as I would like it to, but it works for me. We are going to remove this building, mostly to get these blocks, this wood out of these. We can easily rebuild them. All right. DBD. Let's go ahead and mark that wood to be dumped just to get it out of there. This wood as well, we're gonna dump. JM, it looks like we are out of shell crafts that are being made. So let's add 500 more. All right, the butcher, or that was the farmer's workshop. So let's re-add that. Orthoclase works for me. Oh yeah, I can pin people to the map, or to the screen in various places. Though, now that I think about it, I think I made it so it never expires. So let's go ahead and... Uh-oh. I think I broke it. There we go. Alright, we are out of empty bags for putting, whatever you'd call those in. So we're gonna remove that order. Now let's come up here. Ah, right, we never finished channeling out this area. Let's go ahead and do so. Max priority though. Get our dwarves up here, getting it done faster. Now, because for walls, walls automatically put floor above them. So you don't have to worry too much about channeling out dirt and stuff affecting your walls, because it'll just be, the dirt will just be replaced by the wall floor above it, as you can see. Now, on this floor, we are going to do B, Shift C, and now we're going to do an up-down stair over top of these other stairs. They can build these from below. They don't have to come up here, though they probably will, but it is not something that they will have to do. Now, to build a wall, you cannot have a constructed floor underneath it. Like that orthoclase floor, I just had to remove it in order to build a wall across here. And we are going to leave this as just a basic wall. We're not going to do much that is fancy with it. And then we will place a floor. Actually, let me see if they've changed the... Okay, yeah, you can only build a road on the ground level. I wasn't sure if maybe they changed that. I didn't think they did, but maybe. Now, this flooring, because I made the courtyard so large, is going to be expensive to build. Our second floor on this will be smaller. I'm not going to be making it as large. Let's do diorite. I don't know how much diorite we actually have. Or diorite blocks. Oops. D-I-O. So we've got another 163 blocks. Let's add in a new order for rock blocks. And we are going to make this 500. We're going to specify that it is to be made out of diorite. We are out of that. We won't have enough diorite for all of that. So we're going to come back down here, find that floor that we started cutting out. It looks like they're still working on this floor, so we're going to get more coming in. But I'm going to go ahead and set a priority 3 mining order. Just so it gets done a little bit faster. In case I do something else here. And just do all that. So as you can tell here, they are at least smart enough to realize, okay, we can build this floor here. As they are slowly building this floor in. Now we're gonna do floor. To build floor over a gap like what we've got here, you have to make sure that at least one part of it is connected to a spot where they can actually reach. Otherwise, they won't build it. Simple as that. So like right here, they don't have access to it, so they won't. So it won't let me actually build it. But now they will have access going over the walls. We don't have enough diorite anymore to get that done, so we're gonna have to wait for more diorite blocks to. Oh yeah, if cave-ins were on, it would collapse. That's why I tend to turn off cave-ins. They just kind of limit the creativity, in my opinion. I am going to make this a little bit faster here by turning on teleporting. Teleporting, if you've got a slower computer, is also a good idea because then you're not generating them running around on the ground and stuff. They just go where they're wanting to go. And just to save us some resources on the next floor, we are going to remove this wall. Priority 1. Let's see. I think I want to keep the wall going 5 away from the stairs. So we'll remove the wall out to there. Let me just make sure that this is actually 5. All right, yes. Yep, well, yep, Ferret. They have interesting likes and stuff. So now we are going to build our wall, put it across here. We're only going to need 4 here because we've already got the one spot there. And I'm also going to do the wall across here. Oh, right, again. Constructed floor, they won't actually build a wall over. So I've got to remove this flooring. Again, priority 1. Just remove the construction right down. Oh, one of our masons has been possessed. He's claimed a mason's workshop, and he already has all the resources he needs. Cool. We are going to do a floor across here. Diorite blocks. Get these done. And because of the stairs here, they will have access to this area. I'm going to replace those microcline floors just because I want it to look more uniform on this floor. Yes, Ferret Sink. Do exclamation point dwarf. And you can see what tile set we're using. All right. Dusim Kotfeb Mason has created Tunamnania, a diorite weapon rack. She claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Dusim Lancegraves. Cool. So that is an artifact weapon rack, which artifact furniture like that will immediately make the value of any room that they are put in skyrocket insanely high. When you unlock the Baron and stuff, that is when you want to use artifact items like that in the Baron's chambers. Because that will make the Baron much happier. And trust me, Barons are a nightmare to keep happy sometimes. All nobles are. We're gonna make a small flooring around the border here. Just so we can keep on the construction. Yeah, just look at the wiki itself. The wiki itself is just a good time for reading. Alright, so we can't build or designate for that to be built yet because we don't have access to it, to that area. But this will make a fantastic barracks for us. And one of our dwarves has managed to get himself trapped. At least temporarily. So when this happens, like this dwarf right here, he most likely is trapped. At least as far as I can tell. So you can hit GUI/teleport in Dwarf Hack. And just scroll over until you find him. Hit enter. And we're going to put him down here. Enter again, and that moved him down there. And he decided to move back over there for some reason. Oh my god. Okay, I guess he did have a way to get out of there. I guess he must be a good climber. That's the only real way that they'd be able to get out of there. Alright, Ferret Sink. Oh, ad time? Alright. Well, I will be back in 30 seconds. All right, thank you for that ad time. We are back. Those actually do support the channel, and so I appreciate when you guys redeem that. Alright, so Shift C, floor. Just keep in mind that I can only run one every roughly 10 minutes, so don't redeem it too quickly, because I won't be able to actually do it. And it does skip the queue. What, Wired? All right. Put that there. Microcline blocks. There we go. Now, for above ground construction like this, it is generally a good idea to build a what I basically refer to as scaffolding, because it's basically what it is. Just grab something nearby, like these plumwood logs. It doesn't matter what material it is, because you're going to be removing it. But those on the outside will give you, your dwarves, access to the top of this for building and such. Especially like for building a roof on it. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you mean, Wired. Okay, yeah. Alright, and then this floor is going to be the top floor on this. So we're going to do some up-down stairs in here. Out of lead. Now, the way, something to keep in mind if you aren't using the teleporting hack that I am, the weight of an item does affect how quickly the dwarf will carry it over to where you want it to go. So just bear that in mind when you are constructing stuff. Oh, right, Wired. You are correct. It does skip the ad for you. Diorite blocks. Diorite blocks. We're just gonna stick with a perimeter of 2 for now. Meow. You know, a lot of people give Amazon a lot of crap, and I do have to agree with some of it. But for the most part, I love a lot of the stuff they do. I mean, that Amazon Prime gives so many benefits. And them taking over Twitch has led to affiliates like myself that are able to start getting support for their work before, you know, becoming an actual partner. So we're gonna put an up-down stair here. Plumwood logs works. Ferret sink, as far as I'm aware, there is no limit. I can't say for sure if there is actually one or not, but as far as I'm aware, there is no limit. The magma forge is really far down. You do have a low minimum that, or the absolute lowest point on the map. But that's when you get into the circus, so that's a whole other thing altogether. So now, so we got our walls here. We got to build walls on this floor. Fortifications are what will allow our archers to shoot through the walls at enemies below. As far as I'm aware, yes, Ferritsink. I don't know if that's actually possible, but as far as I'm aware, that is correct. But something that you want to do, make sure, is that you build the walls and then carve fortifications into them. Just keep that in mind when you are building your fortress, because if you outright build fortifications, you won't get the floor on top of the wall, and that will mean that your fortress is not as secure as you might want it to be. At least I hope that you want your fortress secure. Something to keep in mind about fortifications. Enemies can attempt to shoot through them, but it is very difficult for them to do so. So it's very unlikely they'll actually pull it off. And again, remember something that I goofed up there for a sec. Make sure you don't block off your corners. So now we can fill in these walls. Exactly, Wired. However, like, if I were to if I were to carve my fortifications on this Z level, they could just come right here and shoot in just as easily as your dwarves can shoot out. I have no idea. But that's why I'm going to be building my fortifications on this Z level, because it is away from the ground. But we will wait a little bit on actually doing that. First, we need to put roofing here. The inside can wait a little bit. The exterior is what you've got to make sure is completed as soon as you can. So all right, so that will be the flooring, the roof on this little tower. And then here we also need to block this off, because right now it is insecure because they could just jump down. Hopefully we've got enough space for it. Or enough blocks, and we did. So cool. So our dwarves will slowly build those. they'll more quickly build it because we have the teleportation on. If we didn't have teleportation on, it would be much slower. Yes it is, Ferret Saint. That's why I'm explaining every little step that I'm doing. All of the recordings for this are going live within a few days on Twitter or on YouTube. So that way you guys can go get access to the prior recordings as soon as possible. And it is battle time. Start the battle. The boss fight, if you will. Alright, the boss is down. And we still have quite a few troops still alive. Sweet. I think we might actually win this. I wasn't so sure when we first started here. Alright. Thank you all so much for your help on this. Tokame, you had most kills and max troops. Wired, you had max troops and most assists. And nobody else was tied on that, but Friendly Festian, you also had max troops. I will give this Centurion to Soren, let you start getting more troops here, and grant rewards. Alright, let's go take on some undead. And my Templar is up, so he can go kick some undead booty. There we go. Back to Dwarf Fortress. All right. So our roofs are nearly finished here. There's a rat. Hello, Mousy. You little rodent. Oh, I just saw otters for a brief moment. All right. Oh, really, otters? So our fortress is now fully secure. We do want to go remove these stairs now. You have to do them one Z level at a time, though. Just keep that in mind. Alright. D, then N to remove construction. Next one. Hey, Dragon Man, welcome! I wouldn't say I'm a lord of the dwarves, but... And then that. Well, I am definitely excited for that, Otters. And now to carve fortifications. And actually, we need to replace these stairs. I messed up a little bit, so we're gonna do this. We wanted to put in downstairs only. It really won't affect much since we've got the floor above it, the ceiling, but even still, it's a good idea to stick with only downstairs on these spots. Dude, I would love that. That's one thing I've really wanted from RimWorld is Z levels. Because it just... I don't really like... I personally just don't care for the limitation on everything being on the one floor, one Z level. That was a different mod, Soren. That wasn't actually RimWorld, that was a different mod. Alright, B, Shift C, F for floor. And let's build our... barracks. Looks like we've got enough diorite blocks to finish this. Sweet. At least this floor. Let's move up and see if we can also get this floor finished. Go on, kitty. That's your cat tower. You're allowed up there. I moved my cat's tower to a different location, and now she doesn't seem sure if that's for her to go on. I'm planning to return to to RimWorld once my 13th spell mod is finished. And right now it's mostly just waiting on art to be done. Alright. Now, to carve fortifications, you hit D for designation, and then it is capital F to carve fortifications. And you can just drag it over all of this, or at least you should be able to. Yep. It has now flagged all of these to have fortifications carved into them. And as you can see, because we started with walls, we still have the roof on intact up on the top. Now we're gonna come over here, do new task, and we're gonna have them process plants. As well as, this is our farmer's workshop. You gotta do this every now and then. Sometimes I forget. And then that, shear animal, and spin thread. Just to get those going. Dude, that sounds absolutely awesome, Otters. I'm excited for it. Alright, so out here in our main gate, we are going to build B. And we are going to do T, capital T for traps. And we're going to put some cave traps, or cage traps out here. We want to make sure there's enough space for wagons to get through, because I do believe that they cancel out that. But these cage traps will enable us to trap various creatures that come to attack us. There we go. Now let's check our mayor. He's prohibiting export of battle axes. Let's build some statues. Hey, Raharu, yeah, they're going well. So we're gonna go J, then M for the this place. For the manager. Hit Q. And we're gonna make some gold statues. One. And this one, we're gonna highlight it and hit D to specify details. It's gonna say this, but when you hit enter, now you can go through here. And perfect. All of our custom people are right here. Or most of them. Is that really all we've got? I guess it is. for now. So we're just gonna have one built for each of us. Details related to a historical figure. This one will be for CC the Owl. Gold statue. 1. Again, this is more of an aesthetic thing than anything. You don't have to. You navigate this with plus and minus, by the way. I'm just choosing to do this for the, so this menu you navigate with the arrow keys. And then you do D, and then this one is where you navigate with plus and minus. Oh, alright, Wired. Have a good night then. So, Aryan. Gold statue. 1. Details related to historical figure. Festian. 1. Details. This one is Jaffer's. We may not actually have enough gold for all this. I don't know. And otters. This one I'm pretty sure was Lightning Dragon. Gold statue. 1. Details. For myself, of course. Sabata. 1. Details. Get ours for Soren. Tonhill. And one more. Lastly, Wired. Alright, what we're also going to do now is set up our early detection system, as I typically refer to it. So you hit I to designate a zone. There we go. N for pen/pasture, and put a war dog in there. And you can spread these out a little bit. It should be more than good enough. You do want to make sure you avoid hills. Or like, don't, you gotta build up on top of a hill. Put that war dog there. We're gonna go Z. Enter for animals. We're gonna remove this one from being available as a pet and have it train for war. We've got lots of dogs that we can train. Mostly you want to train them for war just so if they do get attacked, they have at least a chance to defend themselves. Because for the most part, these dogs that you're putting out here are gonna be killed. I'll just say that now. So you want to put these a little ways away so that way your dwarf, if something does happen, your dwarves have time to get in and you have time to shut the gates. But these dogs will be staying out here basically forever. And we'll put one here. I usually put them in just lines. Like so. Now this here is going to be a little more tricky because we've got... Oh, we can just do it over here. Perfect. A little bit further out than the rest of them, but it'll work for us anyways. Now we're gonna need more war dogs. So let's go train some, shall we? You do want to leave at least a male and female untrained and unspecified for this. So that way you can have more, get more puppies and such. And apparently a couple of our puppies got caught in the cage traps. I think, yeah, we've got a zone over this. Let's remove this zone. Oh, okay, they didn't actually get trapped. Okay, good. Try control F5, Raharu. Yeah, I love the Platypus Man one, Wired. Unfortunately, Platypus Men are one that you can't actually do as a, for some reason it just doesn't work for the create unit. Alright, our other dogs have not been trained yet, so we can't actually put them in there. Looks like we only have one gold statue left to be built. Ah, there it is. So now B, and then I believe it is S for statue. Yep. As you can see, I can't actually place these on this road. As I said before, it's just not possible. Got a whole bunch of these statues to place. Boom, boom, boom. And there we go. It bothers me a little bit that they're not actually, you know, even out here, or that we've got the one on one side and not another one on the other side, but oh well. And then we can just hit R to make this a, alright. So as you can tell, it's gonna try and put it out there. So we're going to do M, and go to alerts with A, and restrict our civs to the burrow. You don't want to bring up a bridge when you are, you know, trying to, when your dwarves might go over it. Just so you know. Pull these levers. Alright. So now we should be able to make our, yeah, there we go. All right, we've got our statue garden. So now we can go back to here, pull both these levers, and put the bridges back down. And this is still set up as just this area. Now we're gonna do this, alerts, and remove their restriction to that burrow. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how that works, Wired. Are you a bird thing? I forget. Alright, let's build our butcher's shop again. Looks like that is you. Yep. We'll stick it back in here. And we're gonna go out of here, DBD. Get these items out of here. There we go. Wrong button. So W, U for butcher shop, orthoclase block. Lightning Dragon, I believe you are in this fort. Yes, you are. Serpent Man Metalsmith. You're currently relaxing in the tavern. Dwarves get very unhappy if you do that, Festian. It's better that you build them rooms. Rooms can be tedious, but it's still much better if you build them a room. I don't know which ones. Have they been trained yet? Okay, it looks like we probably have had some of our dogs get trained. All right. We'll put one across here. And where are other war dogs? Ah, here they are. Well, one. Put one across here. In. It doesn't have to be super precise. It's just make sure that you've got general good coverage around, and preferably a little ways away from your base, from your entrance, just for making sure they get detected. Enemies that are coming. Now let's find our other one up here. Ah! The forgotten beast Anarogu has come. A towering eyeless sparrow. It has a fat bulging trunk and it belches and croaks. Beware its fire. So let's do you to check. And so you is your units option. So you can actually so you can see where they are. So you just hit you and go over to others. And here's the Forgotten Beast. I love that its name, that its title is Uninvited Guest. And then hit Z to zoom to it. It looks like it is down in our underground area, in one of the caverns. That's where they normally spawn in at. Luckily, this cavern is completely blocked off. So... sorry, Lightning Dragon. There won't be fun here. All right, you are correct, Lightning Dragon. They are different names. Let's do an up-down stair right here, just to make this nice and uniform. So this Forgotten Beast is definitely a problem, but it shouldn't be a big problem for us. Unless it somehow manages to get in. Alright, Wired, have a fantastic night. Thank you for coming by. Let's go do our Stream Raiders battle. Start the battle! Bastian is correct there. You can get rocks above ground. They are definitely something to be concerned about, and they are the main reason why you always make sure you put a roof on your above ground fortress or buildings. Alright, Tokame! Most kills and most assists. And max troops. They are still a problem, though. Lightning Dragon, rocks are still a problem. And that is ROC, the giant bird thing. Alright, grant random. Soren, congratulations on the flag bearer scrolls. And yeah, we got at least enough time for at least one more. Quite a few things, Festian. Oh, this isn't a pleasant fight that we're gonna be doing. I'll bring my paladin. Yeah, lots of rats on this map. Alright. Back to Dwarf Fortress. Actually, for those of you that are still here, I want to show you guys something that's coming up. Real quick. I think, since I can't actually share this on Discord because of file upload limitations. Let's see, media source. We'll just do a generic one. Okay, let's close this. That might help out. It's still just a, it is still just a, work in progress, but and that's it that we have right now. It's just 30 seconds long, but yeah, I am definitely really excited for it. There's still some stuff that needs to be adjusted on it, but overall, no, I don't think I could, Tokame. We've got a lot of chickens and stuff running. Holy crap. Why are we getting so overrun with these? Looks like we're going to be having some chicken for dinner tonight. No, Otters. It's mostly meant to be shared only with subscribers and other supporters. subscribers, patrons, and donators. There's some other stuff that I shared on the Discord for those that are subscribers and whatnot and haven't seen it. Just go look in the supporters channel. Normally, I only share work in progress stuff with supporters and such. It's one of the few little perks that I can actually give them. That needs to be in here. Let's see here. Blue peacock. I don't know if that's assigned to this one or not, but we'll put it in there. The rooster. Ah, here's all the ducklings that are running around. Normally, the dwarves are very good about putting all of the, or about grabbing eggs. A little too efficient at that, really. I don't know why we are being so overrun with baby birds, but hey, we're gonna have lots of meat soon. Whenever they grow up. Holy crap. I need 30 more frickin' nest boxes. Yeah, no. We ain't doing that. Oh, joy, Festian. You know, the other night I had some kids that went up to the top of our, we've got some off-campus housing and a parking structure next to it. We are gonna make this, not pet passable. So I don't have to worry about manually putting all those chickens and such in there. Keep them all restricted to that area. What am I doing? Why am I just standing here? I feel so good! He feels euphoric due to inebriation. Oh, what happened to his left ear? My left ear's been mangled beyond recognition? When did that happen? Yeah, he's definitely drunk, Soren. Alright, B. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is we are actually going to remove some of this wall. How big is it? 18, so there is a center. Looks like right here. Make sure that that is actually the center. So 8 there. Yeah, that should be the center. And 8 there. Mostly because that's just how I like to have it designed, with the center actually there. We are going to expand this area. because we're gonna need an archery range. Again, don't forget not to block off the corners. All right, and we're gonna build the wall here. Now that that's done, we're gonna build a floor across here. Diorite blocks. Up here, it looks like we will need a, yeah, it looks like we're gonna need to build some stairs out here. So Shift C, upstairs. Again, you can use whatever material you want. I usually, for basically like scaffolding. That's basically what it is. Shift C, downstairs, D. Oh, okay, that wasn't canceled. Good. So now B, then Shift C, floor. Looks like that, those leaves are in the way. It happens sometimes. This does mean that we're gonna need to bring out our fortified area a little bit further. Floor. I don't know why those got canceled. So we're gonna start by building the wall down here. And we will go ahead and remove construction and remove this wall here. Well, that's no fun, Festian. Tell them to get their butt in gear. Alright, Shift C. Up, downstairs. Ah, right. That is a downstairs that I built there, so we're gonna have to remove that temporarily. Alright. Up, downstairs. And then B, then Shift C. I mean, maybe they're just busy with life. People get busy, you know? I'm sure it's not a problem. Alright, now wall. We'll build our wall in here. Floor. We're gonna replace this flooring just because I wanted uniform. Yeah, it uses more resources, but I'd rather it all be the same in here. So the reason I'm extending our little archer perch on the top is because there are enemies that can climb. And so they could, before I started building this, have climbed into, or up onto the floor right next to these fortifications and just shot right through the hole. So that's why we're doing this. Just to offer explanation. I think we've got enough diorite for all this. Yep, we did. Awesome. And now D, then Shift F for carve fortifications. And we'll make fortifications out of these walls. Oh, alright, Lightning Dragon. We'll have a great night. So you're talking about like D&D type roleplay? I'm gonna put some diorite doors across here. And we want some archery targets, which are Shift A. Most buildings you have to build ahead of time, but archery targets are one that you don't. I usually just build these out of wood. Just because it kind of feels like it fits more for archery targets. Shift A. You want to make sure that your archery range is separated from normal paths of travel, because your dwarves will shoot, whether there's somebody in front of them or not. So now we will go on to each of these, make archery range, and you just make it a little bit bigger. Actually, let me double check the wiki, because again, they are constantly updating this game and they might have changed this. Okay, so that's good to know. You can channel the area behind the target to save bolts. Falling bolts don't break. If you completely channel targets out, recruits will stop training as they require a straight walkable path to the target. So I guess we will actually remove these. And what we'll do instead is remove construction. We'll have them shoot the other direction. So remove this. We will remove these. Alright, that didn't mess up anything over there. Good. So going further down here, we will remove this construction so we can actually put walls back in here. That dwarf's about to fall down. They tend to do that to themselves. It's not a huge deal when they do it, but, you know, because they can withstand a small drop. Just gotta make sure it's not too bad. Ah, that's why they're there. They are currently stuck in here until we get those floors built. There we go. So now build archery target. We will build these here. So something important that you might have read while I was double checking the wiki there is that they get experience per shot. It's not per hit, it's just per shot. And we are going to N to remove construction. And just across here for now. We will slowly remove all of this flooring. Ah, we're saving. So I guess winter is over. I think we were in winter. I got no idea. Ah, it's fun waiting for it to load or to save. He says entirely sarcastically. Ah, we're done. I know, right, Festian? I was half expecting it. Now, you'll notice that some of these floors are flashing red. That's because these are the free floors from the walls below, so they can't actually be dug out this way. you have to remove the walls beneath them. We have so many muscle shell crafts. Holy crap. I keep going into build when I mean to go into here to remove the construction. There we go. All right. And something to note, archers can be very useful, but also incredibly finicky. Almost annoyingly so. So keep that in mind when you are setting things up, that sometimes they just will not work how you want them to. Alright, now we're gonna build our doors in here. DBD to dump all of these. Get them out of here. And something you do not want to forget, which I almost did myself here, don't forget to remove your scaffolding. It can be problematic. Especially like in this case where they could have just walked up to these stairs here and had free reign to our fortifications for shooting at us. I mean, if the art itself is safe for work, then just put it into the art share channel. All right, make archery range. We're gonna set it to that, so that way this area up here is where our dwarves will be able to walk around. But this itself is the archery range. Now, after you've designated it, you want to change the shooting direction with WASD. Right now, it's set so shoot from left to right. So they can't actually do that because there's not enough space for that. But you do D and it's from top to bottom. Or sorry, S for top to bottom. I misspoke. So now we've got a training, an archery range for training. You do, in general, want to make sure that you don't have trees too close to your walls and such, as they just they can get in the way of quite a few different things. So we're gonna chop down some more trees, piss off the elves more. You know, we're dwarves. We live for pissing off elves. It's like our entire purpose in life is just to make the elves angry. I'm surprised that we haven't actually had an elf come by and be like, "You need to stop chopping down trees." Because sometimes the elves will do that. They will come by and be like, "You're chopping down too many trees. Stop it or we're gonna kill you." And by them saying that they're gonna kill us, it's more they're gonna attempt and get wiped out because, you know, they're elves and only use wooden weapons against good old iron. There we go. So now we've got a nice clear area around our fortress. Though some of those trees did reveal some spots. Floor. We're gonna do kobold or orthoclase. This does make a slight problem. As you may have noticed, one of those spots was right here with one of our primarily underground. Yeah. Our underground farm, our underground plants that require it to be dark, the mushrooms, dimple cups, etc. Oh yeah, I know they'll get pissed by you chopping down mushroom trees. But now this spot we cannot use for growing any underground plants anymore. So best thing to do at this point would be to just channel it out and turn it into a spot for above ground farming plants. So we don't actually have anything set to be grown in this. I was unaware of that fact. So spring, summer, winter, we'll do pigtails here, or autumn, and then winter we'll do plump helmets. This one, plump helmets for spring. Summer we'll have pigtails. Autumn, quarry bushes, and in winter, dimple cups. This one is set to plump helmets year-round because plump helmets are really your primary source of food for dwarves. This one, we'll do wild carrots in spring, raspberry bushes for summer, potato plants for autumn, and fisher berries for winter. All right, let's go do our battle. At least I think that popped up. Wrong button. That one. Come, my minions, to war! All right. Coins, add. Soren, you had max troops and most assists. There you go. And Friendly Festion, you had max troops. And Tokame, you had most kills. By a long shot. These I will give to Festion. There you go. This should be a fairly easy battle. It is going to be our last one for tonight. So if you've got cooldowns, by all means feel free to use them. And back to Dwarf Fortress. All right. Now, I always recommend that you consult the wiki for things. We are going to do a barracks. All right. So, basically, the barracks, you generally need, some of each of these. Beds, cabinets, containers, weapon racks, and armor stands. All right. So, as you can see here, or you might be able to see, I don't know if you guys can actually read this. But basically, each dwarf will require a bed, a chest, or bag. Each individual dwarf. We will also require the weapon racks, armor stands, and such. Cabinets, all those things are good to have as well. We're only going to have a maximum of 2 squads training at a time, which means that we only need, and a squad can be at most 20 people. We don't have any beds currently, so we'll want to put in, have some 20 beds made. And 20 wooden chests. And while we're at it, we're also going to put in for 20 wooden cabinets. Mostly to use some of this wood that we've chopped down. As you can see, we've got a whole bunch lying around because our stock is completely full of them. So you might as well use them. Oh, I did not realize that got suspended. Let's unsuspend it and get it done. So in the barracks, your dwarves will actually be training. They typically will fight each other in a to train in a barracks. There are training weapons in the game. However, it does have some issues associated with that you need to be aware of. Training equipment is very easy to make, very cheap for resources and such. But sometimes your dwarves will be like, I really like this wooden spear. And they'll refuse to use anything else. So your dwarves possibly will get injured. So make sure that your hospital is well stocked and equipped and such to help them if they do get injured. They generally don't, in my experience. I believe that actually was a bug that got fixed. But it's still something to keep in mind. Now, do we have some extra armor stands? No. And what about weapon racks? Wrong one. Weapon rack is just lowercase r, that's right. Ah, we've got our artifact weapon rack, but we don't really want to use that. So let's also get some... Well, let's check our supplies. Z, then go over to stocks. E for the enhanced view. We've got a lot of iron. So I think we're going to use our iron for... Yeah, they will if they get attached to the weapon they're using. Just one of the many quirks of dwarves you gotta keep in mind. So we're gonna need to... We're gonna just do iron armor stands. As I understand it, each individual dwarf does not require an armor stand and weapon rack. So we're just gonna do 5 of those. And 5 weapon racks. Ah, we've got a elven caravan that is on approach. Let's go ahead and move our various crafts over to it. Honestly, your crafts can, in general, be left in your trading depot. It's not a big deal if they are. Just because, you know, you don't really need them stored elsewhere when they can just sit in here and their only real purpose is to be traded. So many things. Our dwarves are going to be moving stuff in there for quite a while. Okay. So I'm just scrolling through each new page. I hold shift and hit enter, and that will allow you to mark the entire page. We have a lot to trade. Like, an absolutely ridiculous number of these mussel shell crafts. But mussel shells have no other use except for being left to rot away. And they don't rot very fast. So, you know, might as well make crafts for trading out of them. Again, because we've got an elven caravan that's coming, you want to make sure that they do not have, that you do not try and trade them anything made of wood. Because they are tree huggers and they get mad that you would dare try giving them something made of wood. Oh yeah, giving your crafts dwarf stuff to do also makes them happy. Yeah, you're right, Tokame. Even if it is a ridiculous number of items that you wind up with. Because I'm pretty sure they only needed one mussel shell for each item. Somehow they turned a single mussel shell into a crown. Oops. And when you've got a booming fishing industry like I do, that means that you're left with a whole lot of mussel shells. And therefore, when they're turned into crafts, a ridiculous number of mussel shell crafts. Like so. All right. Holy crap. Normally, they would put these all into bins, but clearly we don't have enough bins for them to have stored all these things in, which is why they're all individual items. And why we're sitting here selecting each individual one. I would not be surprised if we have literal thousands of these. Okay, that's enough. If they even have that much stuff to tray that I want to get from them, I'll be shocked. We are going to put in a new job for more bins. Bins cannot be made out of rock, unfortunately. At least I don't think they can. Yeah, they cannot be made out of rock, just metal or wood. Yeah, but Tokame, did ya see how much stuff I've got in there? We're gonna make 20 copper bins and 20 wooden bins and 20 iron. All right. So our weapon and armor racks are done. Most of the wooden stuff... Holy crap, they blasted through those things. Okay, everything is done. So let's go ahead and set up our beds. That's a slight problem. But only a slight one. Because we can just do this. And we'll still have plenty of space for our dwarves to do their training and such. Cabinets. And that's all of my cabinets, and then H for container. These we gotta be a little bit more careful with, because if there's a spare bag somewhere, they'll try and place that in here. Because bags and chests are under the same category. And bags have other uses beyond just being placed down similar to chests. Ah, there are some bags in here. There we go. Alright, so they should be finished unloading, so let's go trade. We'll just take all their clay. A Fama. That's an instrument. Another instrument. Which is apparently made out of something from a forgotten beast. Lovely. We'll take all of their cages. Ooh, a skunk. Skunks are cute. Emu. No, we won't have an emu. No vultures either. I don't want any of their weapons for somewhat obvious reasons. I will take their robes and cloaks, shirts, etc. Those can be somewhat useful. Sure, we'll grab sandals. Take a hood. Take these middens. I'm mostly just looking for stuff that we can grab that could be useful, but we don't really need most of this. Take all of these things. Boom, boom, ba da ba da ba ba bow bow, boom, ba ba da ba 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 boom boom, boom, ba ba da 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 ba bum bum. Yeah, they really didn't bring much. Bum ba da ba da da ba bum bum. Bum 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 ba da ba ba ba. Got a whole bunch of silver stuff in here. Ah, here's our muscle shell crafts. So you can just hit shift and hit the down arrow or up arrow and it'll automatically mark it. We're gonna give them a huge profit, mostly in the hopes that they bring us something more useful. And that's literally it. We'll trade. And now we're gonna give them another 1,000 items as... You know what? We got so many muscle shell crafts. I'm just gonna give them another 2,000 for free. Well, there we go. That was it. That is it for our trading right now. Alright, no trader needed there. Don't forget to do that because otherwise your trader will stay there forever. Alright, let's make barracks / armory. Cover the whole area. Stick our armor stands in here. And our weapon racks. And I accidentally placed our artifact one. I was just about to say make sure you don't accidentally place the artifact one, and then I do it. Alright. So this will be for sleeping. So you hover over your barracks and you just do Z for sleeping. And this we will do T for training, because this is where they'll go to train. We're gonna hit M, check these. So it looks like this squad is mostly comprised of... So we hit M to go into our military screen. This particular squad is primarily axe dwarves, or not. Okay. We've got an empty spot here. So let's find somebody with a relevant skill. We've got Tarnheel, which is a spear. They are a spearman. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 4 spears. And now you are not going to be an individual choice. We will delete that. So metal headwear, we are going with a helm. We'll delete that. Leg wear. We want to make sure that they are equipping what we want them to. So greaves for legging instead of leg wear. Delete that. Hand wear is G. Gauntlets. Footwear. We want them using high boots. That is individual per people. You actually want to go here. We're gonna just add a uniform.
An earnest disciple.
FaZe Panda, thank you very much for that follow and welcome. How are ya? Our battle is up. And unfortunately, we just got our... this will mean the end of the stream, unfortunately, guys. I've got to get headed to work now. But let's start up this battle. See how we do. Oh, I'm doing quite well myself. Had a fun time with Dwarf Fortress this evening. Alright, so... Tokame, you were the only one with max troops here. Belkikola is not here. Or at least they haven't said anything in the chat. And nobody was tied with them. So that's it. We'll go ahead and give this... I really wish I could specify multiple people. Or at least only, you know, viewers that are actually chatting. I think I gave the last one to Festian, so this one will go to Soren. Better gold split to you guys since I'm specifying who gets the scrolls. And there you go. Alright, everyone. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me for Dwarf Fortress this evening. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon. All those good things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of you guys that I am able to continue bringing you all of these streams. I really could not do this without you guys. So definitely thank you so much. And yeah, I will be back tomorrow or later today, depending on your time zone, with some, probably some Total War Warhammer 2. Normally we do Borderlands 3 on Thursdays, but Toya is unfortunately sick right now. Not the coronavirus, just he's got some, actually, I'm not gonna say what he's got because, you know, he may not want me to share. It's nothing terribly embarrassing, it's just, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling and let you all go. Thank you again so much for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu. Hang out in the chat, I'm gonna find somebody to raid.